Woohoo! It's time for positive actions. Hola, es hora de acción positiva.
Mrs. Hot and
Miss Shema,
we welcome you to our Positive Action weekly lesson.
la señora Hot y Shema, os damos la bienvenida a las clases semanales de Positive Action.
Thank you at home, school and community for joining us for today's 4th grade Positive Action lesson.
Tanto si estáis en casa como en la escuela, gracias. Gracias por acompañarnos en los vídeos de acción positiva para cuarto de primaria.
Let's get started!
¡Empecemos!
¡Empecemos! Woohoo! It's time for positive actions.
¡Hola! Es hora de acción positiva.
Hey, good morning, positive partners and super scholars, Mrs. Hot and
Miss Shema.
we are here to join you for our weekly Positive Action virtual lesson. Hey, we welcome you, neighbors, whether you are in the classroom this week or maybe you're home for virtual or remote school, or if you're out there in our community. The Morgan County Partnerships, we're so happy to have you here with us on Positive Values Network.com. Are you ready? Let's get started. Miss Shema, are you ready?
I am ready, Mrs. Hot.
Oh, look! Shema, we have our ears on. Hey, Morgan County scholars and our friends from West Virginia, take a look at this picture. Miss Shema! Oh, look who's here! Hey! Guys, it's the elf on the shelf, and we want to tell you something. Guess who stopped by my house, Miss Shema? Oh, Miss Shema! Guess what? All 8 of Santa's reindeer stopped by. Ha ha ho! Yes, they did. They were all I know, right? In my yard. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, and Donner and Blixen all came to Mrs. Hot's house. Oh, hey, I gotta go. Oh, boy, that crazy elf, my goodness, gone already. Wow, that's some holiday fun, right? Be on the lookout, guys, for Santa's reindeer, right? Because a big holiday's coming up and we want you to have fun this joyful season. But before that, let's get started with our Positive Action Values lessons. And this is a good one because we're going to talk about some things that'll help you be positive this time of year. Are you ready, guys? It is time for pvnnews.com. Here's what we're going to do today. We are going to watch a positive video with a porcupine and his classmates, her friends. We are going to talk about those positive actions. And we have a word this week called intellectual wellness. We're going to talk about positive actions for your intellectual wellness. After that, I have a message for you. And then we're going to close with a great positive action activity for your intellectual wellness. And then we'll close with our word in Spanish. Are you ready, Shema?
I am ready, Mrs. Hot.
Awesome. Let's watch this.
So this life has given everyone a present, beautiful, shiny and new. Everyone but you. Golden ribbons, diamonds line everyone's path that leads to wide open doors. Everyone's but yours. Wide open doors. Hold on, keep on, even when the road seems
makes me cry.
Love this video too, Miss Shema. And Super Scholars, I love watching this video. It kind of makes my heart just want to melt. Did your heart melt also? Let's talk about it, okay? Now in this video, you saw the porcupine's friends do some intellectual positive actions. And intellectual positive actions made her feel better, right? Okay, Miss Shema, tell me what you thought about the video.
I think at the beginning I was really scared, Mrs. Hawk, because I thought they were like doing like some kind of bullying for the little porcupine, because they were like talking and whispering. I was feeling so bad, but then they were making a surprise for him or for her, and it's so nice and so beautiful because that's the way that they can give him or her a hug, and it's a positive action because the gift, it's the porcupine. Friends, it's a gift. That's beautiful.
It is, Miss Shema, and we're talking next week in Positive Action about the gifts during the holidays. And the gift is you, Super Scholars. And in the video we see the porcupine, the gift that he received was a hug. Now, I too, Miss Shema, I was a little worried at first because I thought, oh, they're picking on that poor little porcupine, and they're bullying that poor little porcupine. But actually, they were being creative and solving a problem. Now, if you notice, porcupines have pokey things, right? And it'd be kind of hard to hug a porcupine, wouldn't it? It sure would, because you might get hurt from the pokey things. Well, they just have a word, quills. Those are called quills. Now, aren't some people like that? You know what, Miss Shema? Sometimes people are hard to hug, right? And sometimes we need to use our intellectual wellness and think of creative things we can do to send hugs to others. Now, right now, it's sort of hard to hug people because there's a pandemic. And we can do fun things like send virtual hugs. And there are these heart emojis that have like this where you're hugging with your heart, right? So, you see in the video, they got creative too, and they found a way using their intellectual wellness. One thing that they did, they had to be open to a new idea, right? So instead of hugging someone and getting poked, they had to say, hey, let's try something new. And I want you guys to remember that, because it's the same way you always do it. Doesn't mean you can't try it a new way, right, Miss Shema? Everybody else's individual and unique way, like a porcupine, and find a new way to hug that person. The second thing is, you might have to be creative, right? You might have to be creative. Like here in this pandemic, we're finding ways to be creative to do positive actions. We're sending you this video. They found a creative way to hug the porcupine. They used packing beans, I think they're called, to put on the quills. That's creative, right? And they had to think critically and problem solve, right? Now, like if you notice the porcupine, you couldn't help swing a porcupine because of their quills, you get poked, right? So they had to think critically and problem solve around the porcupine's quills. And then the final thing is seek out new challenges. And you know what? Finding a new way to do positive actions and to care for people, it brings the whole community together. And didn't that happen with the porcupine? Yeah, everyone in the class got together and presented the porcupine with something that was creative, that solved a problem, and that was a new challenge. And did you see how that community felt so positive when they were able to share a hug together? So, Miss Shema, here's what I want you guys to think about. Possum partners, are you ready? Like the porcupine, we sort of feel like we have quills sometimes, don't we? And right now, maybe we're in remote school, maybe we can't go to the classroom, or maybe you know someone in your family that's had COVID, or you're quarantining now and you can't be with them, right? It's hard, I get that. Here's what I want you to think about. With your intellectual wellness, let's do something new, okay? Let's do something creative. And with your positive actions, you can do some things like text them. You can send them an emoji. You can call them up and talk on their phone. Or you can Zoom and you can chat like we're doing, okay? So let's find a way this holiday with our intellectual wellness to bring the joy back into Christmas. Seek out that new challenge. And you know what? Doing it differently, guess what, guys? The brain has a chemical reaction that helps it develop and grow. When you don't give up and say, oh, it's just a pandemic, I'm stuck at home, oh, I can't go to school, blah, 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 blah. No. When your brain, when you challenge it to be intellectual, that means your brain, you're making it healthy. All right. Good job talking about your intellectual wellness. Next, boys and girls, Mrs. Hot has a message for you. Woohoo! Mrs. Hot here with my friend Perry. Say hi, Perry. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Ha, 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 ha. Hey, Perry, thanks for coming. We're here with some fourth graders. Fourth graders, Mrs. Hot has a special message just for you. Are you ready? Awesome. Today we watched a video about a porcupine who had a problem, right? The porcupine had quills that were pokey, and they had to use some intellectual wellness to help that porcupine. They got creative and they figured out a new way to give hugs, didn't they? Well, right now, we're in a pandemic, right? And this pandemic is sort of like those pokey quills on a porcupine. We've got to figure out a new way. We can use our intellectual wellness to help us all get through this together, can't we? So the first thing I want you to remember is to be open to new ideas. Think of some new things and consider the ideas of other people. Second, be creative. Think outside the box. What's something you can do in a completely different way? Third, problem solve, okay? Just like in the video, they used packing peanuts to help the porcupine so you could get a hug. What can you do to help make your day positive during the pandemic? Maybe you can text someone, or maybe you can call up grandma on the phone. You might not be able to see that person, but you can still talk every day, can't you? And finally, seek out a new challenge. Yeah, we might be home for a little while longer, right? And while we're here, try something different. Try something new in your routine. Change the channel. Get up, go out for a walk. Learn something new, read a book. All of those are great things for your intellectual wellness. Try them today. Okay. Miss Shema, it's time for a positive action activity. Yay! Up in the materials, we have a positive action activity. Watch this video, okay? And here's something using your intellectual wellness that'll help your emotional wellness during the pandemic and the holidays. You ready? Let's give it a try. Oh my goodness, did you see that? Shema made an awesome garland full of positive value words. Now it's your turn. Using the materials from positivevaluesnetwork.com page, you can pull that down and print it at home, or you can grab a piece of paper. First, look at these beautiful words: positive, unique, important, happiness, treasure, love, valuable, thankful, wellness, kindness. These are things we've talked about in Positive Values this year already from the Morgan County Partnership. Pick some words, fill them in a holiday light bulb, then grab some scissors, cut them out, and tape them together. What positive actions, value words did you pick? Write them on your light bulb, color them, make them unique, just like you. Then, as you see Miss Shema, cut them out. You can color, cut them out, and then string them together. And then find a place in your home, maybe on your tree or in your room, that you can spread some holiday cheer. Are you ready? Now grab some tape and tape your ornaments together. Good job. This is fun. Picking positive values to decorate your holiday ornament will light up a space with positive words and help us all to celebrate together. Remember this garland is unique because 'twas made by me, with words like love and kindness too. I'm made wonderfully. These lights mark the holiday from the year 2020. Each shine bright, filled with hope. Our next year comes positively. Good Miss Shema,
job. Yes, Mrs. Hunt?
It's almost time to go. But before we do, let's talk about our positive action value word of the week in English and in Spanish. So, boys and girls, Mrs. Hunt's been talking about your intellectual wellness. Can you guys say that with me? I know it's a big word, right? Your intellectual wellness. Those are healthy things you do for the development of your brain. Intellectual wellness. Now, Miss Shema, please, will you help us say it in Spanish? That's good for your intellectual wellness.
Wellness in Spanish for other week. So wellness in Spanish is bienestar, and intellectual, it's almost the same like Spanish, but you change just your pronouns, like the way are you saying. So bienestar, it's wellness, and intellectual is intelectual. Intelectual. So if you want to say intellectual wellness, you have to say bienestar intelectual. You have to say bienestar
Intelectual. Miss Shema. Intellectual. Bienestar. Oh, bienestar. Intellectual. Bienestar. Oh, boys and girls, remember, do your positive actions, okay? All right,
Yes,
boys and
Miss
girls, it's time to go. You ready, Miss Shema?
Yes, you
Remember this.
unique.
You are unique. You are important and
Alright, see you next week.
wonderfully made. All right. On the first day of read-alongs, Miss Angie read to me a book from underneath the Christmas tree. Be sure to join the Morgan County Partnership with 12 read-alongs for the holidays. Beginning December 21st, each day features a new book just for you. Join us and tell your friends. You can find the videos on positivevaluesnetwork.com.
We are so glad you joined us today from your home, your school, and our community.
Estamos muy felices porque nos habéis acompañado desde vuestra escuela, vuestra casa o vuestra comunidad.
Remember, you are unique, you are important, and you are wonderfully made.
Recordad que sois especiales, importantes y maravillosos.
This is going to be